and welcome to Take a Sip, the monthly YouTube show about everything to do with the Community Investments Program. My name is Megan Morris. I'm a senior associate here in the CIP office, and today we are joined by an extra special guest, the ENF's Development and Advanced Manager, Kate Edsey. How are you doing today, Kate?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us. The 2022-23 grant year is about to open. It's right around the corner, and it will open on April 1st for applications to the Beacon Grant, the Gratitude Grant, and the Spotlight Grant, as well as the Veteran Services Commission's Freedom Grant. So there are some changes to the grants this year that we want to go over with you to make sure you know it is going on before you apply. First, the added flexibility will still be in place from the past couple of years, this year and 2022-23. This means that the Beacon Grant and the Spotlight Grant will be able to be used as donations to organizations providing COVID relief, such as food pantries or homeless shelters in your area. Additionally, the Beacon Grant has been increased to $4,000, which is just incredible. And you are welcome to still merge your Spotlight Grant to your Beacon Grant to increase your overall Beacon Grant project to $6,000.
Wow.
And it's just incredible.
I've been here long enough to remember when it was, I think, like $500. So when the grant started and they were so small. So it's just amazing news what we can do for our communities.
It really is. It's wonderful. And I cannot wait to see what all the Elks have in store for us and for their communities, of course. We have also introduced another bonus to heighten some of the other grants for the Gratitude Grant specifically with the Chair Challenge bonus. So this opportunity specifically recognizes lodges that have strong, broad-based fundraising programs within their lodge. Mm-hmm. So lodges with this bonus can earn an additional $500 on their Gratitude Grant by attaining a score of 550 points or better in the prior year's Chair Challenge.
Yes.
So we brought our resident Chair Challenge expert, Kate, on to talk us through and walk us through the Chair Challenge at large.
Yes, so, I will try to do just that.
Yes, thank you so much. Can you kind of just start us off, explain what the Chair Challenge is?
Sure. So the Chair Challenge has been around for, let's say, ever. It was started well before I started here. It's been around for years as exactly what you said. It's a way to encourage each lodge to have a broad-based fundraising program. When we say that, there's a lot of lodges who have a lot of fundraising success in different areas, but this says, let's do it in lots of different areas and use the resources and tools that we provide to really up their game in fundraising. There's definitely an art to fundraising, but there's also a science. So with that, we ask them to do things like renew donors, get new donors, contact their lapsed donors, and kind of most importantly these days is to really recruit donors to the Fidelity Club, which is the recurring gift club. And then also just to do other things that show that they are engaging the lodge in things like promotion, putting up a poster, ordering fresh supplies, things like that. So it really just shows that the lodge is, and the ENF Fundraising Chair is really doing beyond just, hey, we're having a fundraiser once a year and all the proceeds go to ENF.
Okay, excellent. And so how would a lodge go about getting the points? You kind of mentioned a few already. Can you walk us through that process?
Well, certainly the ones I mentioned, and but what you really look at is the points online. They show you where you can max out your points and what you should be focusing on to get points in a category. So I always suggest starting with what I call the low-hanging fruit, which is registering on time, ordering supplies, putting up your poster, and then really just looking for opportunities in our monthly e-newsletter, ENF Frontline. We do offer extra credit there, and also sometimes some Easter eggs on the website. Those have all passed for this fiscal year, but definitely keep your eyes open for next year. And just those points alone can get you, I think, into about the 300 range. So just starting there, using an online remittance form, you're already submitting donations. Why not get 50 points through that? will take you there, and then you can gain more from the actual fundraising there.
Okay, excellent.
50 seems like a lot, but we actually have one lodge that was a perfect score already, Megan.
Oh, wow.
It's Neenah, Arkansas Lodge 781. So this is a lodge that has hit 1,000 before the end of the year. Perfect score, which means that they've just really diversified their fundraising. And some will say, oh, it's probably easy, it's a smaller lodge. Well, they have an 80% renewal rate. The lodge chair, the lodge, they're hustling, they're asking their donors, they're using their reports, and they're saying, please come back. So they also have a ton of new donors and are just working hard every day on fundraising.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. Congratulations to the Mina Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So how would a member of the lodge be able to check their current chair challenge score?
We do have scores available. They're updated every Friday online. And we'll put, I think, the link probably in the notes or in the comment section, but it's online. It's under reports and standings. So if you are a fan of Take a Sip, which I think everyone is, then you're probably going to the reports and standings page on the ENF Fundraising Chair's website. That's where you can check your SIP participation, your SIP grant history. For everyone who's not using those tools through CLMS, you can find it on reports and standings. Just scroll down and you'll find Chair Challenge.
Yep. And as Kate mentioned, all of those reports are updated weekly on Friday afternoons or Fridays. Kate, why 550 points for the Chair Challenge bonus?
That's a great question. So this did not come lightly. This wasn't a pick a number out of the air. It was Claire, who works in donor services, did a really great analysis a couple years ago about where lodges were doing really great in fundraising and where maybe they needed to focus a little bit more to have a more diverse program. And looking at what we would call that, like I just mentioned, the low-hanging fruit or kind of the gimme points for participation, 550, a little bit over 50%. Mm-hmm. And it really does show a good representation that there's a lot of different activities in the lodge trying to raise funds for the foundation.
Excellent, thank you. And as you mentioned, you can get around 300 points just by registering and checking Frontline and submitting donations that lodges tend to do anyway for the gratitude grant. So now I know some Elks might be wondering why we didn't announce this bonus sooner. Would you mind speaking to our process, Kate?
Sure. So I'm actually surprised that people are so surprised. When we started the first bonus, which was years ago, that was for membership support. And that was announced at the same time. Hey, it's the end of the fiscal year, because that's when we approve our budget. That's when, all of us worked for months on getting our budget together, looking at what can be granted this year, trying to keep our admin expenses low. And that's how it works. We look at what we can spend the next year. The idea came up for another bonus. This happened with the membership support as well. And we get a lot of calls saying, why did you surprise us? Why didn't you give us more time to achieve this? Well, we gave you since April 1st to achieve it. So when you look at that, you've had the year to hopefully get membership support, work on Fidelity Club donors. That's the other bonus that's so important that we've been talking about for a couple of years. And then now the 550 and that bonus, that's been in place actually, I'm sorry, the 550, the threshold has been in place since 2019-2020 fiscal year. That's when we added that 550 to be eligible for a leadership pin, which is the recognition for the registered ENF fundraising chairs. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that this is something that is, a criteria for, let's say, effective fundraising in your lodge. But yes, there isn't a lot of notice because it's been all year and actually last year as well. So looking at this, we're hopeful that people will take stock of that. There's still time to reach some points, but then also moving forward next year to say, from the get-go, we want to get membership support bonus, Fidelity Club bonus, and Chair Challenge bonus. And here's the secret. When you do the first two, your Chair Challenge score goes up. So we really recommend looking at the opportunities within the lodge, the growth that you can achieve with fundraising, and also we're here to help. Again, I am kind of surprised by the surprise, just because this is something that's been in place for quite a while.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for clearing that up for us. Another thing was that there's an infinite amount of lodge members that can be registered as grants coordinators, but I believe that there can only be one chair per
One.
lodge. Yes.
Right.
So
that's it. Just
yeah.
one.
How can a member go about being registered as a chair at the lodge?
Great question. So registration for this fiscal year is over because we have, I'm looking at the 21 days left. I don't do math. I wasn't told there would be math. 22 days. So when you look at that, the fundraising year isn't over, but the opportunity to register is. So moving forward, April 1st, it opens for 2022-23. That opens online. We do have everyone registered themselves. They do need to agree to uphold our duties and responsibilities, which most importantly includes really adhering to and upholding our donor bill of rights to keep our donor information safe and secure. So part of that is one person in the lodge is charged with handling those duties and being in charge of gaining the reports online that do have, like I said, the detailed donor information and being responsible for that. And then hopefully they have a big committee of people who can assist them, but there's one person who does take charge and is responsible for that every year.
Perfect. That makes a ton of sense. And thank you so much. You are always just a wealth of knowledge about anything.
That's what they say with that institutional knowledge from, I guess, 13 and a half years at the foundation. So I've seen a lot of growth and just so much great stuff. So I'm excited about the bonus, and I've always been excited about the gratitude grant. So now to see, membership support and Fidelity Club were fun, but this one has even more to do with the department that Abby and I manage. And so I really hope that people will call and get more invested in the Chair Challenge.
Yes, we do as well. Thank you for all of our viewers for coming in. And again, thank you so much, Kate, for being here with us today. If you had any additional questions or anything you want to clear up, do not hesitate to contact us. Either myself, the CIP office, or the development office with Kate and Abby would be able to help with any questions you may have. Feel free to call our office or email us at lodgegrants@elks.org. Otherwise, this has been Take a Sip. I'm Megan Morris.
And I'm Kate Edsey.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.